A Greek myth about a king called Sisyphus. And he turns out to be a selfish and evil person. Ultimately, Zeus condemns him to an eternity of pushing this large boulder up a steep mountain. And each time, just as the boulder reaches the top of the mountain, like ending his labor, it slips from his grasp, crashes and rolls all the way back down to the bottom. And he needs to go back down, get behind the boulder, and repeat the struggle of pointless eternal labor. It's the worst type of punishment, a pointless, endless labor, being condemned to perform a task that can never be accomplished. It would break our human spirit, because even though most of us don't like work, we at least like to see results from our efforts. You know, if there's a large pile of dishes that finally gets finished and the kitchen is clean, or if there's a garden full of weeds, it's cleared and the garden looks neat. Cruel prison wardens will sometimes create boulder rolling tasks for inmates, like digging a large hole and then filling it up again over and over again. Pointless, endless labor designed to break the human spirit. It's certainly something we would never voluntarily engage in. Or is it? Is there something in your life that is not only endless but pointless? Do you have a large boulder that you push up a steep hill every day knowing that it's simply going to roll back down and you'll have to start again endlessly, never reaching the top? Now, this heavy stone could represent many things to different people. A career going nowhere, or struggles with health, or relationship challenges, or the fear of the unknown. Yet whatever your specific example, there's one word, one heavy stone we all have, a stone that is endless and pointless, and it's called worry. We all know that worrying does not help because it changes nothing, but it's also bad for us. Yet endlessly we carry our worry stones wherever we go. We push them up the steepest hill, painfully aware they will never reach the top where we can leave it. Yet still we do it. The never-ending pointless worrying. But is there a solution? Is there anything we can do? Short answer is no. There's nothing we can do. However, there is something God can do about our heavy worry stones. In fact, the Greek myth is based on a Jewish proverb, which was written several hundred years earlier, when Solomon said, "Whoever digs a pit will fall into it, and he who rolls a stone will have it roll back on him." It's an important warning. This isn't just the Greek myth saying we'll have to start rolling the stone all over again when it rolls down the hill. This is the truth of the heavy stone with our pointless pushing of it. It'll crush us. We all have plans for our lives. We all have goals we want to achieve. Yet how often do our plans fail and our goals remain unfulfilled? And often it's not for our lack of trying. Things just don't work out the way we'd hoped. But how many of our plans do we give to God? Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans, says Proverbs 16:3. It's advice that most of us are well aware of. However, what you may not know is that hidden within the short verse is the divine solution to the stone-crushing weight of worry in our lives. You see, the word commit carries a far deeper meaning than we commonly associate with it. Typically, commit means to pledge or do something formally as a promise or an agreement. However, in Hebrew, it's galal. And this word is most often translated as roll. The word's used in Joshua when it says, "The Lord said to Joshua, 'Today I have rolled away the reproach of Egypt from you.' So the place has been called Gilgal to this day." That's rather strange. What does rolling have to do with committing? And what does any of this have to do with the crushing weight of worry in our lives? The problem of worry lies in us trying to roll our worry stones up these impossible mountains. However, God is asking us to commit our lives, everything, to Him. He's making us the most amazing offer. He's offering to Gilgal to roll away our worry stones. He's offering to roll away the crushing weight of the burden of worry that we foolishly try and push up giant mountains. And just like if a ball I'm holding is rolled to you, the ball is gone. The heavy stone is gone. Our worries, our plans are no longer ours. God is holding them. That's an incredible offer. God is asking us to Gilgal, to roll the crushing weight to Him, leaving us free to walk unburdened. But there's more to this incredible invitation from God. The first usage of the word in the Bible gives us another fascinating insight into what God is saying He'll do for us. It's this really hot day in the desert of Padan Aram, and the flocks have gathered together to get water from the well, but it's covered by a large boulder. And when all the flocks were gathered there, we read in Genesis, the shepherds would roll the stone away from the well's mouth and water the sheep. But there weren't enough people there to do it. Yet Jacob, who's imbued with divine strength, went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock. It wasn't simply rolling away the stone. It was about giving access to the life-giving water that the stone blocked. God is not only offering to remove our crushing worry stones, he's also offering to open up access to refreshing, life-giving water. Thousands of years later, Jesus would meet a woman with a terrible burden at Jacob's well. And this Samaritan woman had a relationship and other issues that had caused her to likely be ostracized by her town. And so she's alone at the well in a hot, sunny day, and she meets Jesus, and he tells her about the incredible offer of water. Jesus said, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again," talking about the well. "But whoever drinks the water I will give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life." God is offering to not only roll away our burdens, our fears, and our worries, he's also opening up access to eternal life. The life of eternity, a life where fear is replaced by the gift of peace, where worry is replaced by the gift of joy. He's offering us access to a well of water filled with gifts beyond imagining: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. 2,000 years ago, God rolled away the largest stone of all. They asked each other, who will roll the stone away from the entrance to the tomb? And when they looked up, they saw that the stone, which was very large, had been rolled away. God has rolled away the heaviest and largest stone of all, death. And in doing this, he has given us access to a refreshing life beyond imagining. And as he said to the people of old, he has plans to give you hope and a future. Sisyphus will always be around. We can create our own pointless, heavy burdens that will crush and kill us. But God has made us an incredible offer. He has offered to roll away our worries and fears if we commit our plans to him. And if God has rolled away our worries and fears and concerns, it means we no longer have them. Have I looked down and I find I'm carrying my burden and my worries? If I'm thinking about them and getting anxious about them, it can only mean that I went to God and grabbed it back from him. There's no other way we can get them if they have been rolled away to him. Well, of course, it's human to worry. We do it even though we know it'll crush us. We do it because maybe we doubt that God can really help us. And those in the world certainly don't trust God, which impacts us too. All they that see me, said the psalmist, laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip, they shake the head, saying, he trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him. This refers to Jesus. He trusted in God. He rolled his whole life over to God, and the people mocked him in his greatest hour of need as he hung on the cross. Yet he had given his burdens to God, and nothing would make him take them back again. But what about us? Will we continue to trust God when those around us don't? Will we continue to leave our burdens and worries with him when those around us talk about their worries as they struggle to solve their issues themselves? The psalmist puts it in the most beautiful and poetic of ways. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Delight, commit, trust. Delight. It begins with delight, loving God and who he is. Commit. It then requires us to commit by rolling our plans to God. And then number 3, trust. It's then that we need to leave them, our issues and our struggles, with him and trust. What does delighting in God mean? We all have things that we delight in. Food and travel and relationships and pets, our garden. When we delight in something, we spend time with it. We talk about it. We sing its praises. And this is the first step in beating our fears and worries. Delighting in God, shifting from worry to worship, talking to him, praising him, thinking about him. Every time the fear arises, every time the worry bites, worship God. Delight in God and let him roll away your heavy stone. Let him take care of your pains and plans. And as the psalmist concludes, he shall bring it to pass. Keep up the process. whenever you seem to have your stone back. Delight, commit, trust. What an incredible God we have. What an incredible offer he has made. He has removed the greatest stone of all that blocked the path from death to life. How much easier is it for him to remove the stones that burden us? Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I'll give you rest. Delight in him, committed to him, trust in him.